Hello everyone, this is Mr. Bain, and today we're going to take a look at how to access Google Classroom and participate within the Google Classroom environment, as well as completing an assignment inside Google Classroom. So let's get started. As you can see, I am logged in as Jaden. He is currently logged into the browser. I'm actually logged into the web page. I'm logged into the browser. And that's important because you can actually have some problems with account settings if you have two different logins going on. And so I have to be really careful about how I move forward so that I don't end up mixing up different work in different places. So please make sure that when you're using Google and using your Evergreen account that you've logged into both locations with that Evergreen account. So make sure to log into the browser as well as the web page, and you'll see Jaden's information here in the corner of the web page. That's really important. So with your Evergreen account, log into the browser, which is at the very top of your page. It'll actually have your name there if you've got it logged in correctly. And then on the web page itself, you'll see just your icon so that you know that you're logged in there. So once you're logged into the browser and the web page, then you are ready to go, and you shouldn't have any challenges moving forward. And as long as I don't click on the wrong thing, we'll stay as Jaden for the purpose of this video. And I want to be Jaden because I want you to be able to see what this is going to look like from a student's perspective. The teacher login is very different for Google Classroom. All right, so to get to Google Classroom, if you are on a Google page like this, you will always have the 9-dot menu, which you'll see right here. And the 9-dot menu, that's what I call it. It's also the Google Apps menu. But when you click on that, it's going to give you the things that are available to you with your Evergreen login. And there's actually a ton of other stuff. You can click down here and see there's a bunch of things available to you. But we're going to look at specifically Google Classroom today. So we're going to click there. Again, that link, that button is available to you anytime you're in a Google app, website, Google related thing. Even like YouTube, I believe, has the 9-dot menu now because it's a Google product. So you can find that, and you should be able to click over to Google Classroom pretty quickly. If you can't, then you're going to have to just type in Google Classroom in the search bar and kind of go the long way around. All right, so once we're into Google Classroom, you'll see that Jaden has not accessed this before, and he won't get to see this button now because I'm going to click it for him. But please make sure to confirm that you are who the system thinks you are. Again, this is one of those situations where making sure you're logged into both the browser and the web page is important because it could actually cause a switching. And you can see I've got a drop-down menu here because there's multiple accounts currently logged in. But I'm going to continue as Jaden so that you guys can see the student version of this. All right, and then you're going to pick your role. Please select I am a student. Do not click I'm a teacher unless in fact you are a teacher. You want to be a student. If you select I'm a teacher, you are going to mess up your login, and it is actually very complicated to correct, and you are going to miss out on a lot of work because you won't be able to access the classroom that you are assigned to. So please make sure to select I'm a student. Again, Jaden won't get to see that page either because I clicked it for him. All right, so now we are into the Google Classroom environment. If you are an academic student, you are most likely going to have to click this little plus sign up here and then ask Mr. Robertson or Mr. Rizzuti for the code for your specific class that you need to add. Unfortunately, the academic students kind of got bumped around and they didn't get auto-filled into the correct class. So you will have to get the class code in order to see the class come up on your main screen here. For everybody else, like Jaden, you should already have your class showing up right over here. If you're an Evergreen student, you're going to have a bunch of classes because everything on your schedule currently has a button available in Google Classroom. It just depends on whether or not a teacher is using it. All right, so now we can head in. Again, whether you're in Mr. Robertson's class or Mr. Rizzuti's class, you're going to have a page that looks like this. And this is kind of the entrance into the classroom. And the nice thing is it does show you what is coming up as far as due dates if there's an assignment that's been created for the Google Classroom environment. So in this case, all we have right now is the demo assignment that was created for the purpose of making this video. and you can actually go directly to it just by clicking it here, or as I want to show you how to get into Google Classroom, we're going to head into the actual classroom page by clicking on the title of the classroom. All right, so now we're in Mr. Robertson's session 1, Google Classroom. You'll see a lot of these pop-ups come up the first time around using the environment, so just hit got it a lot. It's not a bad idea to read them if it's something that we haven't covered in this video. And now that we're in Google Classroom, you can see that there is going to be a running feed. Mr. Robertson has already added a few items, and that feed is going to continue to grow top to bottom, and it's going to get pretty tough to find things after a while. And so the nice thing is Mr. Robertson and Mr. Rizzuti are planning on using the topics option over here. So they're going to categorize things by topic, and that way if you know you missed some assignments during the break portion of the year, you can just go over here, click on breaks, and it'll bring up the work from breaks or the things that were due during breaks, whatever it might have been. And so as you can see here, Mr. Robertson has yesterday's work showing already, as well as a copy of the content that Mr. McAllister covered out on the shop floor during the demos. And so that's in a PowerPoint that's been turned into a video here for you to access and rewatch that content if you missed it. So that's what some of the postings look like. What we're going to take a look at right now is what an assignment would look like. So if Mr. Rizzuti or Mr. Robertson decide to create an assignment in Google Classroom, it will look like this, and you can actually open it either here or here. Once you go into the assignment, you'll see that, again, pop-ups, thank you. You'll see that your instructions would be right here if it was a real assignment. Title is up at the top. You can add a private comment right here if you have a question just for Mr. Robertson. If you want to ask just in general, you can click right up here and everybody can respond to you then. And inside the assignment itself, you can see that there is no work currently created. And this is really important. Unless Mr. Rizzuti or Mr. Robertson tell you otherwise, please create your work in the assignment. So you're going to click Create right here, and you're going to pick what type of work you want to create. And whatever type of work that's going to be is going to then come up on your screen shortly thereafter. There we go. And again, it's telling you to turn it in. I wouldn't turn it in until you've done it. So now Jaden has a assignment created inside the Google Classroom environment, and it's titled Jaden, has demo assignment right there. And this is why it's so important to do it here, because this puts it all into a file for Mr. Rizzuti or Mr. Robertson that makes it very easy for them to access and determine who's done what work, and then they can also respond back to you on the work itself in the Google environment. So again, unless you're told otherwise, please create your work by clicking Create, selecting a type of work, and then simply clicking on the assignment once it shows up and doing your work. To add something, for instance, if Mr. Robertson asked you to screenshot your Electude page that you had just finished and submit that, you would screenshot it, save it as an image, and then you would click Add, and that's going to allow you to then upload a file directly to the Google Classroom page, or you could have always uploaded it first to Google Drive and then accessed it from Google Drive. But that's, again, only if you're asked to add work from somewhere else. So please make sure that you're creating the work in the Google page or the Google Classroom page for the assignment by clicking this Create button, picking the type of work you want to do, and then completing your assignment here. Double check to make sure that it is all stored the way you want. Everything in Google saves automatically, but it's not a bad idea to refresh the page before you submit to make sure that it actually stored it for you well. And then you can hit Turn In, and you're done. And that's it for doing assignments. To get back to the main page, use the arrow button that's on the Google Classroom page. Otherwise, it bumps you kind of all the way out. So if you click this one, it will take you back to the Google Classroom page where you can continue to access more information or do other work. And that, my friends, is a quick and easy way to access your Google Classroom and take a look at the work that is available to you, as well as due dates and other information that Mr. Robertson and Mr. Rizzuti are planning on sharing out to you. Let us know if you have any questions. Take care.